Hello and welcome to Metal Gear Explained, aka Mad Gamer INC. It's a confusing time, yes, because I have two channels covering Metal Gear. And today we're going to be getting into the aiming, the combat, the CQC, how to really master both things together. My Metal Gear channel is doing things very detailed, but today we're putting it all together on this channel for you. If you're a fan, lock into both channels in the description. All right, that being said, let's do it. So you're watching me in the very first 10 minutes of playing this game, literally learning how to crawl, learning how to roll, learning how to do combos, and I'm going to use it as a guide of what made me better. So first things first, we're going to talk about close quarter combat. Getting used to the controls, kind of learning what the controls do, and then getting into how to perform with these controls. Gonna have a display on the PlayStation 5 setup, so make sure you learn that. So when you press the right trigger, aka R2 on the PlayStation, you can grab someone holding them. There's a bunch of different things in here that you can do with that. You can just slit their throat, you can choke them out, you can slam them to the floor. There's so many things in here. Okay, and when you slam them to the floor, you can hold them up. You use them as a shield to basically you shoot other enemies at the same time. So there's a lot of key things that you're capable of doing right in this very menu when you grab someone. Okay, so just use that to your advantage and then you're good to go. I'm going to show you how to hold someone up. If you get behind them, sneak up on them a bit, they'll hold their hands up and they'll basically get scared, and you're able to do that consistently. When I throw someone down and I aim at them, they'll freeze basically. But if you want, you hold that trigger button at any point. If you're close enough, you'll be able to slam them down. What I do in these situations is I take every enemy out in the area and I just practice on somebody. So I'll kick this guy until he wakes back up, right? And then I'll continue to do these methods that I'm showing you. I'm going to give you the controller so you can see it for yourself. Not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward, pretty basic combat guide, but again, it's useful. So we're starting off. We're going to go ahead and start working on all these enemies and doing what we have to do, take them out. First thing that I want to kind of talk about with these methods is getting behind them, grabbing them, and being able to slit their throat, interrogate them. Why interrogate? Guess what? Interrogating gives you a lot of good items. So you can pull someone away from all the other enemies and just keep them away, choke them out if you tap R2. Hold on to them again. As you can see right here, I let them go just to show you how it all works. But you can do a lot of different things. If I hold L3, it'll tell him to speak, and he can tell me secret things. Hey, there's some gun over here. There's just two enemies over there. Hey, you want to find this? And they'll just share key information for you. Different things each person. So doing that is a really good tool, in my opinion. It can be useful. And you can also do the shielding, where you're going to go ahead and shoot at other enemies, do what you have to do for that. As you go forward, when you're in the thick of it, it won't shoot you back if you're holding on to their teammate. So it's a pretty good way to kind of keep yourself alive. Right? And again, being able to know how to play the game, doing things like holding them up is key. One of the coolest things with holding them up is if you aim the gun at their head when they see you, they will drop some items. Each person has unique items. You can do this up to 3 times to get things from them, and it'll be like very good, useful items, whatever the case may be that they want to offer, depending on the person. So you're gonna find secret collectibles. Basically, one of my favorite things overall when I slam someone to the ground is holding them up. First, the hold button, and they'll basically stay like that forever. Now he's like that forever. He's until an alert goes off or something, he's stuck there. He's basically scared for his life. Okay. So very cool method, very simple thing. And I want to kind of showcase some more stuff about picking them up, taking the items from them if you grab them. Okay. Very key. There's a lot of little tips and tricks, that you can do. Like I said, every person has unique stuff. So get those collectibles. And now I want to kind of showcase a pretty dark and twisted thing, but hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad. You slit someone's throat. All right. Not a lot of blood, hopefully, there. I didn't want to showcase the actual thing. If you want to get violent, you can. Of course, I like stealth, but that's just me. So those are some of the methods on CQC. Okay. The combos that I'm showing you can use on enemies, but remember that they have stamina. So me just meleeing him, I shot him with this tranquilizer a few times to drop his stamina. They have stamina, and so the more you hit them, punch them, kick them, they will end up fainting. And so you have to use that mechanic against them. So you can do things like roll at them, you can do the 3-hit combo that you're seeing. There's a lot of different methods depending on what you want to do and in this scenario. Personally, the rolling is amazing. If there's multiple enemies, you have a big hitbox when you do that version of it, which I like a lot. I think it's super necessary, basically. So try it again, especially with a lot of enemies. You don't have to hit them directly. If they're in the area, they'll get crushed, but it takes 3 or 4 hits to break their stamina, and so on. Those are the type of things that you want to think about. Very good, easy, simple things that you can do to improve your game. Now, I want to talk about aiming, shooting, and combat. At the start of the game, you're going to be with a tranquilizer. I'm going to showcase that later. But I wanted to go through regular weapons setups and give you like a quick rundown on what you're capable of doing with this. I'm going to purposely get caught and then just get into some gunfights and showcase a bunch of random things. This is very important too, because once you get comfortable with this, if you do get caught and you just want to run and gun and go crazy, go for it. Perfectly fine. And so, of course, L2 to aim. We're not going to go through like the basics, guys. Come on. So you're going to shoot, but you can also zoom in with R1 and get a good, clean headshot and start taking enemies out. This is very important because sometimes it's long distance or sometimes it's just not good enough. In Metal Gear, they reward you for headshots, so you want to focus on headshots if you can. And then you can shoot enemies' legs and bodies, and they will basically be injured. It's unlike regular games where you just shoot them and they keep running like normal. You shoot someone in the leg, they'll stumble around. See this guy with the shield here? I'm gonna shoot him in the leg, kind of hurt him a little bit. Now he got one leg pretty bad, and I purposely will keep shooting his leg just to kind of tease him and showcase that, yeah, now you can't run at me and go crazy. And that's very helpful. And if you shoot their arm as well, they'll have a hard time trying to shoot you. So this is a good method for me personally. What I like to do when I have that situation is I shoot them in the leg and then they'll stumble and I'll shoot them in the head right after. You can see the guy that has both his legs is running at me and going crazy. And I'm trying to get it together here. This is a live demonstration of previous guide I was doing. And basically in this scenario, you have to play smart and do everything that I'm saying when it comes to the situation. Zoom in with R3, get your headshot in, shoot this guy in the leg, and then he's gone. Now this guy's the one that I want to demonstrate. Shoot him in the leg, now he's injured, then I get the headshot. Okay, that is stuff that you're going to want to do in Metal Gear. It's a really good method. You can't really master the headshot right away. They're moving around too much. Shoot them in the leg, especially if they have the shield. There's plenty of little tactics like that you can do. All of these weapons don't have bullet drop except for the tranquilizer, which I'll showcase a little later. I'll give you a breakdown on that after. But yeah, this is the very good examples of what you can do with any weapon that you want. All right? I'm going to load into another area and then show you how to aim. Okay, this is a very simple method here that I load into a specific spot where there is an enemy already and I want to practice. First things first, you're seeing you can't just aim directly. You want to be careful with that. Be smart about knowing that it's not always going to be direct. If they're further out, there's an angle, you're to the side of the camera and you're aiming towards them. So there's always this weird arc. You're watching, and I want you to pay attention. The reticle has closed off. See the center dot that I had on there? See how the sides are close? That means my shot is precise. That means I'm going to hit my shot pretty accurate. The moment I start standing up is when the reticle gets wider, and that means the sway of the bullet, it will basically go left or right. So you're not going to have perfect aim when you're standing or moving. You're better off crouching at minimum or laying down if you really have to. Okay, you can get good at moving and shooting, don't get it twisted, but this is just an example of things that you want to start figuring out. And if you aim in first person, it definitely helps. So always practice all three and being able to hit from all sides. Now this is going to take practice. Another thing I want to note is if I'm on the left or right side of the screen, the aim is different depending on which side I'm on. I'm on the left side here. I want all the enemies to my right. Okay, get my shots in as best as possible. Of course, if I'm first person, I don't got to worry about that. But yeah, be very careful with the tranquilizer. These are very hard things to hit with. Okay? You can't aim perfectly because the bullet drop is real. Okay, take that into account, then figure it out. Okay, you see I got this guy is because he was close, but it don't always work out like that. Again, I got this guy all the way to the right. I put my reticle a little high above his head when I go to shoot him. If I go to the right side of the screen, I will have to aim differently. So knowing this and practicing for both will help you. See how I was aiming away from him, above him? Because tranquilizer is very important. Okay, so just figure that out. You're going to be able to get the shots and practice. I'll practice right in this very spot. I'll shoot that beehive. I'll shoot the pears that are on the trees. I'm just practicing. This is all about aim tutorial for you to master the game. And even the long distance shots, you see how far they are. It's very hard to hit those shots. Kind of got them. Wasn't the best, but and you can see if I aim at this pear, it's easier. It's pretty direct. And I wanted to give y'all the example laying down, getting my shots a little cleaner, but still somewhat needing to practice. I've just learned all this, and I'm still learning more. So we'll continue to develop and give you guys any tips or tricks as we go forward. You're watching practice, you're watching learning and teaching at the same time. So if you want to also get good, try that out and leave a comment with some tips or tricks. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I have bigger guides, more details for everything with Metal Gear on my Metal Gear Explain channel. And this channel is going to cover it as well. And I'm going to kind of recap a lot of that news so you can go back and forth and enjoy it. All right. See y'all on the next one. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. Go check out the next video. We got detailed guides on how to beat bosses and more popping up on the screen. Peace.